Hi, I'm Chris Cutler, and this is a brain. But it's not just any ordinary brain, it's your penis brain. Have you ever wondered why you used to get hard for no reason at all? Or maybe you've been hard as a rock, excited and ready to have sex, but suddenly your dick doesn't cooperate? It goes limp, shrivels up, and hides like a frightened little turtle? You might have thought your penis has a mind of its own. Well, I'm here to tell you, your suspicion is 100% right. Your penis does have a mind of its own, and it's called your penis brain. Inside this short but controversial video, I'm going to show you why your penis brain is the key to having strong, thick, long-lasting erections almost on demand. Not only am I going to prove it to you, showing you undeniable scientific evidence, including new research from Georgetown University Medical Center, but I'm also going to show you some simple mind control that allows you to control your penis brain so that your dick is so hard you could hang a heavy paint can on it and ready to perform like a rock star when you need him to. Oh, and just so you know, this doesn't involve wasting money on little blue pills, unnecessary doctor's visits, blood flow enhancers, testosterone pills or injections, penis pumps, hypnotherapy, or anything else you're probably imagining right now. And it won't have you wasting your time on supplements that only treat half the problem, but more on this in a moment. It's actually very unlikely you've seen anything like this before, because until the release of this video, it's been hidden from the general public. Yet the shockingly simple penis brain mind control trick that I'm going to show you in the next 7 minutes could allow you to have bigger, fuller, harder, and longer lasting erections than you've had in years, if not decades, so that you can give your woman mind-altering sex for hours on end, night after night. Even though it goes against everything most doctors have told you about your erectile health, it works incredibly well, no matter if you're 30 or 80 years old, and it doesn't matter if you've had ED for 2 years or if you haven't had sex in over a decade. Plus, it's completely natural and 100% safe. So if you suffer with full-blown ED, or you get the occasional limp dick, or you struggle with any type of problem in the bedroom, like performance anxiety or premature ejaculation, or if you just want to boost your stamina and endurance so that you can keep the passion alive in the bedroom for years to come, or you just want to have more sex, then this will be the most important video you ever watch. Once you've seen for yourself the easy yet controversial steps I'll share with you in a moment, you'll be shocked by how quickly your lagging member gets aroused without any effort, just like it used to when you were younger. How orgasms are intensified by 250% or more, how your sexual confidence soars to new levels, and how simple it is to restore intimacy in your relationship when your dick is actually working like it should. Using nothing but the penis brain secret I'm going to share with you in a few minutes. A secret, by the way, the multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical industry wants to hide from you. Because not only does it expose their lie about the true root cause of ED and other sexual performance problems, it could also cripple their billion-dollar business of selling you expensive medications that come with some serious, even deadly, side effects. Come on, do you really think that these big, powerful corporations will let something that's completely natural, side effect-free, costs a fraction of their drugs, and that actually works, ruin their bottom line? No. Not a chance. That's why I'm confident they'll do whatever it takes to get this video removed. So watch it now while you still can. I'm also confident that when you do watch this short video until the end, your sex life will dramatically transform almost overnight, just like the thousands of men before you who use the penis brain secret I'm going to share with you to reclaim their manhood. Like James G. from Texas, who says, "Chris, when I first started watching your video, I thought you were full of shit. But the whole thing about my penis having its own brain just made too much sense. Why else would my dick work for a fat chick and not for my hot wife? Well, I'm glad I watched the whole video because what you showed me a few minutes in is priceless. I love it. My wife loves it. It's worked every single time, and it works incredibly well. I can't remember the last time I was having this much sex. I'm getting laid more than I did in college. Thanks again, brother." And Kyle C. from Florida says, "Thanks for saving my career, Chris. I'm a male porn star, and even though most guys think getting paid to get laid is awesome, the reality is that it's very stressful. I'm required to perform on demand when a director says to, right in front of a camera crew. If for some reason I can't get it up, I don't get paid. When I first started out, this was no problem at all, but lately the stress has really made me anxious, which has given my dick stage fright, which isn't good if I want to keep my job. Most guys in the industry use little blue pills to help them stay hard during long days of filming, but I actually care about my health, and I know what those drugs do to your heart. Fortunately, your video gave me another alternative that my doctor never told me about, and it's helping me keep my title as an up-and-comer in the porn industry. So, thanks again for saving my career." Jim K. says, "Chris, you're a crappy marriage counselor." Just kidding, you're actually really good. Almost too good. because your video did help eliminate the intimacy problems I had with my wife. That's no longer an issue at all. But what is an issue is that I'm extremely horny now. Like, all freaking day horny. My sex drive is so hyperactive that just my wife isn't enough, and we're going at it 4 times a week. In fact, I think some of the girls in the office sense my new sexual appetite. They've given strong signs they're down for some inter-office action. So if I end up divorced or lose my job because I've slept with one of the secretaries, I'm going to blame you and your video. You suck, but you're the best. So, as I mentioned before, my name is Chris Cutler, and for the last 20 years, I've been a marriage counselor, helping men and women save their marriages, or end it if that's what's best. Now, you might be wondering, why is a marriage counselor talking to you about a cure for ED? Well, it actually all started with something I discovered after surveying almost 1,000 women, asking them one simple question: why are you leaving this marriage? Most women would tell me that it was for financial reasons, or would say, he doesn't pay enough attention to me. But something in their body language made me feel I couldn't fully trust their answers, so instead of being straightforward, I switched up my approach and created an anonymous survey that asked them the same question. I was disturbed to discover that 87.5% of women leave their husband because his dick can't get hard. And a shocking 28.4% said they leave because his penis is too small. Seeing this made me question my job as a marriage counselor and made me wonder if what I was doing was actually helping people. Then suddenly, it all became very personal when I turned 54 and began to have erection problems of my own. It happened almost overnight and scared the hell out of me because I had seen what ED had done to my clients. It ruined their marriages and families and left men penniless, and I didn't want to end up like that. Plus, my professional credibility was on the line. How could men trust me for advice if I was an example of what they were trying to avoid? The last thing I wanted was to be a hypocrite. For months, I would go to sleep wanting to have sex with my wife, and some nights I would come close to it, but the more I tried to penetrate her, the more I tried to force myself into her, the more nervous I'd get, and the problem would just get worse, making me feel completely ashamed and embarrassed. Most nights I would lie awake thinking of other younger and more capable men giving my wife the pleasure she craved, pleasing her in ways I couldn't. How could I not think of that? I had watched many of my clients suffer through that nightmare themselves, and it felt like that was where I was headed, if I didn't do something about my ED. So I rolled up my sleeves and started researching solutions. I knew Viagra and other drugs were off limits for me. They had given many of my clients heart problems, and because heart disease runs in my family, I knew I couldn't take the risk. So I looked into natural supplements and ended up spending several $1,000s on testosterone boosters, blood flow enhancers, and arousal supplements. I followed the instructions and made sure I was taking them correctly. But did they work? Well, after 3 months, I didn't get hard once. Nada. And I was pissed because I had spent a lot of money on these testosterone supplements and none of them did what they promised. Then I saw what the latest studies have to say about their ability to treat ED. In a 2016 study from Georgetown University Medical Center, scientists evaluated more than 226 randomized controlled clinical trials on testosterone supplements and concluded that testosterone is ineffective in treating erectile dysfunction. Reading that felt like a kick in the dick because I bought all of the lies these products had sold me. I felt like a complete fool for it. Honestly, I wanted to give up because I wasn't getting any closer to helping me or my clients. But then something happened that shook me like a ragdoll in a hurricane. You see, one evening I arrived home from work, thinking it would be just like any other evening. I entered my house and saw my wife had prepared a lovely dinner. But I could tell something was off. You see, my wife had a coldness I had never felt before. I sat down at the dinner table across from her as she silently glared right through me. Then she asked me something that no man ever wants to hear. "Are you seeing another woman?" she asked. "What? No. How could you ask that?" I said. "I know I've gotten older, and I know I'm not as skinny as I used to be, but I don't feel like I turn you on like I used to." I took Kim by the hand, hugged and kissed her, and assured her that she was the only one for me and that I loved her. But this scared me. Not because she blamed herself for our non-existent sex life, but because of the deeper problem it represented. I knew that she was craving physical attention, and that if her needs aren't met in our relationship, she'd get fulfilled by someone else. Now, I love Kim, and I know she's loyal, but I also know from working with thousands of couples that a lack of intimacy for too long drives even the most loyal and conservative woman to do things she's never done before. As much as I felt like giving up on my hunt for a solution, I knew that if I wanted to save my marriage, then I couldn't stop. So I turned back to my research, but this time with a fresh set of eyes. And that's when I came across something that completely blew me away. An investigative report from CBS News that was talking about the penis having a mind of its own. And this wasn't just some pop science article. It referenced several scientific studies from Ivy League universities, like Harvard Medical School, that backed it up. The report made me think about when I was younger, how I could get hard without even trying. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized when I was in high school, I really didn't have any control over my penis. It did what it wanted to, when it wanted to, which was to get hard all of the time. I'm sure it was probably the same for you too, right? It probably seemed like your penis had its own brain, a brain that did what it wanted, which was to make your dick hard. Well, the CBS report made me really curious, so I started looking at the studies it referenced and began to research everything I could about this idea of the penis having its own brain. It turns out following my curiosity was a really good idea because new science proves your penis does in fact have a brain of its own. Medical experts call it the erectile nervous system, but for simplicity's sake, I like to call it the penis brain. Anyway, according to scientists, the penis brain consists of two vital nerves that connect your penis to the brain in your head, the dorsal penile nerve and the perineal nerve. Now, studies suggest these nerves are crucial for getting erections. For example, in a breakthrough study published in the British Journal of Urology, researchers evaluated the dorsal penile nerve's impact on erectile function and concluded that it's crucial to normal male sexual functioning. However, their findings didn't stop there. Using lab monkeys, these researchers attempted to measure the penis brain's impact on erections. So, they blocked the two nerves that make up these monkeys' penis brains, and they uncovered that it impaired mating activity and ejaculatory function. Now, because monkeys and humans are 98.8% genetically the same, these skeptical scientists were confident that the penis brain is the key to strong and healthy erections in human men. Most guys think that their dick problems are caused by a lack of blood flow to their penis or low testosterone. But the more I researched, the more I realized that it has less to do with blood flow or anything else most doctors tell you, and more to do with having a functional penis brain. Which means that the two nerves the penis brain contains are able to receive arousal signals from the brain in your head and use those signals to stimulate your penis, causing it to go from limp to fully erect. Plus, I found that the penis brain could be more than just the master switch that controls your erections, because it's also been shown to influence the size and girth of your member. Again, it has to do with its ability to receive arousal signals. If it's working like it should, those arousal signals stimulate the penis brain to promote the production of a chemical called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide further relaxes blood vessels in your penis and allows for even more blood flow into your shaft. The result is a bigger, longer, harder dick. At least, that's how it's supposed to work. But for guys with ED or other performance problems like premature ejaculation or going soft right in the middle of sex, it could mean that their penis brains are non-responsive. Or, as I like to say, they have a sleeping penis brain that doesn't receive arousal signals. It's a lot like an airline pilot who's asleep on the job. He might get the signal from air traffic control, the brain in your head, that he's got clearance to take off, but if he's asleep in the cockpit, he's never able to see the signal and the plane never takes off. In the case of your penis brain, it never gets the message that it needs to do its job, which means you never get hard. The problem with most arousal supplements is that they totally neglect the penis-brain connection. Sure, they might help a little with blood flow, but from my research, I uncovered that it may not make much of a difference, unless you actually stimulate the penis brain. In fact, addressing blood flow only is like taking NyQuil for a cold. It's only addressing a superficial symptom, but it does absolutely nothing to treat the root cause of a cold, a weak immune system. If you want to prevent colds altogether, you need to boost your immune system. And from what the study showed, the penis brain is like the immune system of your sex drive. This may explain why I, along with virtually all of my male clients, got very poor results when we took ED pills like blood flow enhancers, because we were using a Band-Aid to try to heal a deeper problem. Now, when I discovered that ED, as well as almost all other performance issues, could be just a problem with a flatlined or sleeping penis brain, I started to wonder. How do you actually stimulate a sleeping penis brain to get erections? And are there natural ways of doing so without pharmaceutical drugs? So I asked my doctor, but he didn't know anything. Then I went to 3 specialists, but they didn't know anything either. After months of searching for answers, I couldn't find a single solution that addressed waking up your sleeping penis brain. So I gave up and accepted the fact that I was getting older and I would never enjoy having an active sex life again. I felt that If I couldn't improve things in the bedroom, then the only way to safeguard my marriage was to focus on improving my relationship with my wife. So I decided to start by taking her out on a special date, to rekindle the fire we once had, and remind her that we could have a great time without sex. So I took her to the very place we went for our first date over 20 years ago, the zoo. Since she loves animals, everything was going really well at first. But suddenly things quickly turned awkward when we went to see the monkeys, because right there in the middle of the monkey exhibit, in front of women and small children, was a male monkey having sex with several females at a feverish pace. I mean, he kept going and going and going. He didn't miss a single beat. And judging by the big old grin on his face, he couldn't have been happier. Anyway, in an effort to diffuse the awkward situation, I said to Kim, "Oof, seems like these teenage monkeys can't get their rocks off enough, huh?" The zookeeper must have overheard me, because he chimed in saying, "Oh, that's not a teenage monkey. That's Jimmy. He's 70 years old in monkey years. He's probably the happiest monkey there is. I'm not sure if that's because he's always mating or the other way around. But either way, the happiest monkeys I've seen are always doing it up until the day they die." I smiled at the zookeeper and said, "Thanks. That's very interesting." Even though I wanted to strangle him and throw him into the lion pit, I knew he was just trying to educate us, but I still felt shamed. Like I was less of a man knowing that Jimmy, the 70-year-old monkey, could please my wife better than I could. The rest of our date was quiet. Kim and I hardly talked, and the ride home was the longest 20 minutes of my life. Yet, in spite of how embarrassed and humiliated I felt, what the zookeeper said about how the happiest monkeys are always having sex reminded me of something I had come across in my research. In fact, over the next several days, I couldn't stop thinking about what it might be. So, to get answers, I rolled up my sleeves and went back to my research on the penis brain to see if there was anything that I might have missed before. That's when I came across a major study published in the Journal of European Urology, where scientists were investigating the penis-brain connection at the cellular level. They concluded that dopamine can trigger penile erections and that dopamine is a key neurotransmitter in the control of sexual function. Now, you may already know that dopamine is your brain's pleasure chemical that's responsible for improved mood, lowered anxiety, and more happiness. However, if what the scientific studies were saying was in fact true, dopamine also plays an important role in waking up the penis brain so that you can get hard. You see, dopamine is what scientists call a messenger molecule, which means it helps your brain inside your head communicate with other parts of your body, like your penis brain. It does this by activating cells in the penis brain to wake up, which results in strengthened arousal signals. But this also means that a lack of dopamine could be at the root of a sleeping penis brain and the root of your limp dick. But I found it very hard to believe that a physical problem down in your penis could start all the way up in your head. To me, it just seemed a little too far-fetched. However, my doubt quickly disappeared when I came across another major study. In this study, scientists from the University of California Department of Urology repeatedly demonstrated dopamine's ability to stimulate the penis brain to ignite erections. Now, all of this was starting to make a lot of sense, because when I reflected back on my 20 years of counseling, the men who suffered from ED and performance anxiety, or just a lack of sex and intimacy in their lives, all had one thing in common. They were all unhappy and anxious, and some were even depressed. So it seemed very possible that dopamine, this tiny little molecule inside your brain, could be at the heart of reviving your sleeping penis brain and fixing ED and other sexual performance issues at the root. At this point, I couldn't help but wonder, is there a natural way of stimulating dopamine to wake up your sleeping penis brain? Maybe there are natural ingredients that could help with this. So once again, I turned back to my research, but this time I took a different approach and researched nutritional studies that were linked to promoting dopamine as well as your penis brain. Well, thank God I did that, because after 2 months of relentless research, I came across several ingredients that were starting to get a lot of attention throughout the medical world. Attention for their ability to both boost dopamine and trigger erections. The first ingredient is called muirapuama. Now, muirapuama is a special tree that grows in the jungles of Brazil. The local indigenous tribes have traditionally used its leaves as a nerve tonic and aphrodisiac for hundreds, if not thousands of years. They call it potency wood. And for good reason, too. Because, according to a major study published in the Journal of Pharmaceutical Biology, muirapuama contains special compounds called p-olicoids, and these compounds promote dopamine as well as increased sexual arousal. Meanwhile, Dr. Jacques Weinberg, a leading men's health medical doctor, published another major study in the American Journal of Natural Medicine. During the study, Dr. Weinberg and his team of researchers gave muirapuama to 262 men who had low libido and who suffered from impotence. Within just 2 short weeks, they were shocked to find that 62% of the men reported that muirapuama had a dynamic effect on their sex lives, increasing libido and boosting sexual function. And 51% of the men reported having more frequent erections. Plus, in another Dr. Weinberg study, him and his team of researchers gave muirapuama to 100 men with low libido, and as a result, 65% of the men said they were having significantly more sex. A surprising 55% reported having more sustained erections during sex, and an impressive 85% had improved their overall libido. Now, I was so fascinated by the indigenous Brazilians who had used muirapuama for thousands of years to help them get hard that I started looking into other indigenous tribes in the region that might have similar ingredients. Sure enough, my hunch was spot on because it led me to another ingredient, maca root from Peru. I was surprised to discover that locals have used maca root as a libido booster for thousands of years. The indigenous tribes of Peru say it helps reverse impotence and can ramp up your sex drive. When I investigated to see if any of this was actually true, I was shocked to find that maca root boosts dopamine and can help revive your penis brain. For example, in a 2014 study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, scientists concluded that dopamine levels were increased by maca. Plus, I found proof that showed because of this, maca root could improve your ability to get hard. For example, in a 12-week double-blind, placebo-controlled, and randomized study that was published in the Journal of Andrologia, researchers concluded that treatment with maca improved sexual desire. Now, this study is especially important because double-blind, placebo-controlled studies are the gold standard in scientific research. They have strict guidelines, making it very difficult to distort the data, which is why I was so shocked to find yet another double-blind randomized study published in the journal CNS Neuroscience and Therapeutics. In this study, clinical researchers from Massachusetts General Hospital found that when maca was given to a group of patients, their libido improved significantly. On top of that, in another major placebo-controlled study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, scientists found that maca supplementation significantly improved sexual desire from just 2 weeks of use. The next ingredient I came across is called catuaba bark, which is also from Brazil, where indigenous tribes have used it for, that's right, an aphrodisiac for millennia. And many leading health practitioners and doctors say it can also help reverse ED. In fact, Dr. Edward Group, founder of the Global Healing Center, says that catuaba has been observed to increase the brain's sensitivity to dopamine, which makes sex more pleasurable and may enhance erectile strength. What's more is that Dr. Group's findings are supported by the result of a major study published in the Journal of Phytotherapy Research. In the study, researchers evaluated the safety and potency of catuaba and concluded that it contains a compound called P-olicoid. You remember the previous study I just showed you? Well, it showed that P-olicoids promote the production of dopamine and could help wake up your sleeping penis brain and help you get hard. Plus, the researchers in charge of the study went on the record to say that even though catuaba is very potent, it's completely safe. Now, as I continued researching, I came across 19 additional proven ingredients. These ingredients have not only been scientifically shown to wake up a sleeping penis brain, but they have also been shown to boost blood flow and stamina, improve sexual performance, and even enhance the size and girth of your penis. But instead of going into detail on all of them, which could take a really long time, I'll go ahead and briefly mention them right now. One of these ingredients is called barrenwort, which contains a special compound called ikarin, or what some medical experts call natural Viagra, because, like Viagra, it works as a PDE5 inhibitor to boost blood flow to your penis. I found it amazing that a natural plant that grows in the wild does the exact same thing as a $50 blue pill, but only costs pennies and doesn't come with any of the horrible side effects you get from taking a drug. Anyway, it's no surprise this potent ingredient has caused a lot of controversy. You see, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office Appeals Committee used barrenwort as evidence to invalidate the patent on Viagra, which angered the makers of Viagra because they claimed they were the first to ever make a pill that treats ED by using a PDE5 inhibitor. However, the U.S. court system ruled otherwise, and they acknowledged the fact that barrenwort has been used for thousands of years to naturally treat ED. Now, the rest of the 19 ingredients I came across include Tribulus terrestris, kola nut, eleuthero root, aspera, avena sativa, nettle leaves, pumpkin seed, ginger root, L-arginine, Korean ginseng, American ginseng, L-citrulline, boron, cayenne, niacin, and zinc. If you didn't catch any of that, don't worry. In a moment, I'll return to them when we discuss how to get all of the ingredients I've just shared with you for just pennies a day. When I came across all of these ingredients, I was truly excited because they've been shown to help reverse even the worst cases of ED. Many of these ingredients have been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years to improve libido and reverse impotence in ancient indigenous tribes, and I had scientific evidence that not only showed them to wake up a sleeping penis brain, but also to help improve sensitivity, promote stamina and endurance, as well as maximize blood flow into your penis for more girth, helping it achieve its maximum size potential. But as excited as I was, I also realized that me and many of my clients with ED had already taken some of these ingredients, and we didn't experience anything mind-blowing. However, none of us had taken these ingredients mixed together, and never in the clinical doses some of the studies had called for. And to my knowledge, none of the ingredients we had taken in the past had come from places like Brazil or Peru. So I started to wonder, would the ingredients combined be stronger and more effective than any one on their own? And if so, why wasn't anyone else mixing them together? Well, the second question was easy to answer. I knew that if the combined power of all the natural ingredients could actually reverse ED, it would cost Big Pharma billions of dollars in lost profit. The truth is, even if they knew about these ingredients and their potential to resurrect your sex life, they wouldn't tell you about it. Instead, they'd probably try to hide them from you, or use patents to block you from getting access to natural ingredients that are safer and more effective than their risky and expensive drugs. Remember the ingredient Barrenwort? Now, Big Pharma tried using their patents to block access to it? Well, I wouldn't be shocked if they tried coming after the other ingredients. Now, before I get off track, let's answer your first question. Would the ingredients combined be stronger and more effective than any one on their own? Well, I didn't have a clear answer because I realized that I was likely the only person on the planet actually thinking about combining these ingredients together. That's when I realized the only way to find out would be to get my hands on each of the ingredients and try to create a formula of my own. So I started looking for ways to get these ingredients into the US, which turned out to be a lot harder than I imagined. First, I had to confirm that the suppliers I was getting them from were trustworthy, which was no easy task because I was dealing with a lot of shifty providers who wanted to charge me a small fortune for low-quality ingredients. But after 2 months of hard work, I found a few suppliers I could actually trust and whose ingredients were high quality. Next, I had to navigate the whole process of shipping the ingredients and getting them through US Customs, which took another 3 months to actually do. Then I had to find a local manufacturer that was GMP certified, because I knew from my research that manufacturers that follow good manufacturing practices are regulated by the FDA, which means they have the highest safety and quality standards. So when I found a GMP certified manufacturer, I wasted no time and had them blend the right amount of each ingredient into small capsules so that they were both easy to swallow, yet still packed with the clinically relevant ratio of ingredients. Then it was time for the moment of truth. Time to see if the formula I had created actually worked. So one evening, I took 2 capsules, then anxiously waited to see what would happen. 10 minutes later, and nothing. I didn't feel anything. And still, after 30 minutes, I didn't notice a single difference, which obviously worried me because I had spent months and a lot of money working hard to put this formula together, and I was beginning to think that it was all for nothing. But then, suddenly, I felt something. A tingling sensation down in my nether regions, and after a short period of time, I could feel the sensitivity down there grow and grow and grow until it intensified into a full-on, raging erection. That's when I grabbed my wife's hand, looked deeply into her eyes, and pulled her into the bedroom. That night, we had some of the best sex of our lives. I'm not kidding. It was as good, if not better, than it was when we first met in college. Plus, my stamina was through the roof. We did it twice that night. The following week, we enjoyed what my wife likes to call explosive sex on multiple occasions. In fact, in that 1 week alone, we had more sex than we had in the past year. So I continued to take the capsules daily, and I was surprised to find that I had more energy. I felt more alert, more focused, and more clear-headed, and more confident in my decisions. After taking the capsules for several months and experiencing no side effects at all, but instead just a very active sex life, I was comfortable recommending the blend of ingredients to my clients who also suffered from ED. One of those clients was Rick. When Rick told me he hadn't had sex with his wife in over 3 years, I told him to take the formula every day. Fast forward a few weeks, and Rick comes charging into my office unannounced with a big old grin on his face. He hugged me and said, "Thanks for saving my marriage." In that moment, I realized that the formula could be an absolute game changer for men everywhere. So I continued to give it out to men who really needed it. And as a result, I got dozens of emails, calls, and text messages singing praises about the ED erasing formula I had created. I guess word started to really spread because I was getting a lot of random guys showing up at my office asking for my ED medication. But when I told them it wasn't a drug, but instead a formula made of safe, natural, and proven ingredients, they almost couldn't believe it. But it didn't stop them from begging me for the formula, which I gladly provided. However, as demand for it increased, I was hesitant to keep providing it because it was taking me away from my work as a marriage counselor. But then I realized that getting this ED formula out into the general public could help improve a lot of marriages and relationships. In fact, it could help in ways my counseling never could have. That's when it became clear to me that this formula would be an extension of what I set out to do when I first started my career, and that it would be up to me to get it into the hands of men everywhere, because the only way Big Pharma would ever want to make it accessible would be via a prescription, which would more than likely raise the price of the ingredients by hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. This meant that I couldn't go to Big Pharma for help distributing the formula. So, with no other choice, I partnered with a team of medical experts and chemists, as well as the manufacturer, and that's when InstaHard was born. Each bottle of InstaHard contains 60 capsules inside, and every capsule contains the perfect amount of each of the 21 ingredients I've shared with you inside this presentation. Because of the quality and proven benefits of each ingredient you get inside InstaHard, I'm confident in saying this could very well be the most powerful, natural, and effective ED reversing supplement on the market. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering how you can get your hands on InstaHard right away, along with how much you'll want to take it to get the best results possible. The truth is that it's still very hard for most guys to get InstaHard. That's because the 21 ingredients inside need to be shipped from the other side of the world. Plus, they're very expensive to source and get through customs, which can take several months to do. On top of that, getting all 21 ingredients in the right amounts into one small, easy-to-swallow capsule adds even more time to the production process. And because InstaHard is so effective at reversing ED, boosting stamina and sex drive, making sex more pleasurable, and can help you achieve your maximum size potential, almost every guy who uses InstaHard just once keeps asking for more bottles, because they want their days of having small, weak erections to be a forgotten memory. I should also mention that InstaHard is becoming very popular in medical clinics that treat ED, which can make producing enough InstaHard for the growing demand even more difficult. Plus, because InstaHard's ingredients don't just help with ED, but can also support heart health, prostate health, and healthy blood pressure. And as you've seen for yourself, many of these ingredients can help combat depression because they promote the production of dopamine. Even people who just have mild performance problems or a low sex drive caused by stress and anxiety keep ordering InstaHard. That way they can continue to improve their sex lives and the intimacy in their relationships. So basically, as a result of the fact that InstaHard is expensive to make, each batch takes up to 3 months to manufacture, and to keep selling out, I routinely don't have any bottles of InstaHard available to the public. But with that being said, I also don't want any man to struggle with marital problems, have to feel the embarrassment, shame, guilt, and frustration that comes when his member doesn't cooperate, or have to worry that his sex life will evaporate along with the intimacy in his relationship. That's why, in the next few seconds, I'm going to share how you can get a brand new bottle of InstaHard today through my new Restore Your Manhood initiative. First though, let me return to your second question. How much InstaHard should you take for best results? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Just take 2 small capsules each day for at least 60 days or more. The reason it's important to take InstaHard for at least 60 days is simple. While the 21 ingredients inside InstaHard will begin to work their magic right away, it can take at least a few weeks to realize their full potential. Remember, these are ingredients that can not only help wake up your sleeping penis brain, but they can also increase blood flow to your genitals, boost nitric oxide so that your penis is bigger, thicker, and longer, as well as enhance sensitivity so that sex feels even better than before. And those are the kind of changes that happen overnight. Your penis brain and the nerves that connect to it will need time to be fully restored, which is why even after InstaHard has helped you get frequent, long-lasting erections, you'll still want to give it more time to restore the penis brain, nerves, and blood vessels on the cellular level. It's for that reason that most health practitioners recommend you choose at least 3 bottles of InstaHard, and 6 bottles if you want absolute protection for your dick and your sex life. Then take it for at least 90 days or more. That way you can be absolutely positive that you're doing everything possible to experience more sex, more stamina, and more frequent erections, and guarantee that you'll be able to get it up whenever you want. That's the choice thousands of American men just like you have already made. Guys like Craig D, who says, "Chris, this is the first review and endorsement I've ever done. Your product has been a huge blessing in my life. After a 30-year marriage, I recently got divorced. Coming back to the single scene after being out of practice for so long was a huge challenge for me, especially since I'm 59 and had ED for 10 years. It was really bad. Not only did it suck to not have a sex life for years, but it was the source of a lot of tension in my previous marriage. But then I found your product, and it's been like jet fuel for my dick. Now, it's not 100% like it used to be in my 20s, but it sure is a lot better than not being able to get hard at all. Plus, it's allowed me to mess around with women half my age. The biggest surprise is knowing I can perform and rock their world with a hard dick. Knowing that has literally changed the way I behave around women. I'm so much more confident, and the vibe I project is different. Girls seem more attracted to me. It's almost like they can sense how well I'm going to fuck them. Chris, thanks for such a great product. Because of it, I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we all know what tunnel I'm talking about. No, Craig, thank you. It takes courage to leave a marriage, and it takes courage to openly share you had ED. Thanks for being so open and honest. Dan C. wrote in saying, look, I'll be honest, I'm not the best looking guy. I'm probably like a 6 on most scales, and for obvious reasons, I've always dated girls that were 6s too. But then I met a stunningly hot woman. I mean, a 10 in anyone's book, okay? And lo and behold, even though this girl is way out of my league, she actually liked me. Trust me, I was as shocked as anyone. Even my own mom was confused when she met her. But here's the thing. She's so hot that for the first time in my life, seeing her naked has given me serious performance problems. Like, I get nervous and my dick goes to sleep. It shuts down. I was so scared that I was going to screw this up, and I knew I'd probably never get a chance to date a girl like this again. But when I found InstaHard, it was like I had a cheat code to getting hard all the time. Thanks to InstaHard, me and the perfect 10 are now engaged. Dan, congrats on your engagement. Stories like yours remind me of why I do what I do. Phil C. says, hi, Chris. My name is Phil. Please excuse my poor writing. I've worked in the oil fields here in Utah since I was 18. So my experience with computers is pretty limited. First of all, I want to give you a little feedback. I was expecting the product to arrive sooner than it did. Maybe it's because I live on a ranch, or maybe it got delayed in your warehouse. Either way, it took a while to get to me. But I was glad I finally got the bottles of InstaHard delivered, because they've helped me keep things under control with my 3 wives. Everybody I've met who knows I'm Mormon and have 3 young, very attractive wives thinks it's so great. But here's what they don't know. It's actually very hard. First off, I'm almost twice their age. Second of all, they are all really horny. So just as soon as I finished with one, I've got to go with the next one. Trust me, as great as it sounds, it's very exhausting. And believe it or not, it's causing a lot of stress in my marriages. But when I started taking InstaHard, boy, oh boy, did it help my stamina and endurance. My wives love it so much, they make sure I take my capsules every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anyway, if you're ever in Utah, let me know. You can stay in my guest house, and we can ride my horses. Thanks for your email, Phil. I'm thrilled that InstaHard is helping you keep the fire burning with all 3 of your wives. Hey, if I'm ever in Utah, I'll definitely let you know. Now, those are just a few of the hundreds of testimonials I get from guys each week, and I couldn't be prouder to be playing a small part helping men reclaim their manhood, save their marriages, and have better sex more often. InstaHard is only available on this website, and only while there are bottles still in stock, and I'm still able to keep providing it, which might not be for that long, because Big Pharma has caught on to some of the ingredients inside InstaHard, and they may try to do what they did with the ingredient Baronwort, that is, use their patents to block the general public's access. And if that happens, the only way to get something like InstaHard may be to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to Big Pharma, which makes it even more urgent that you get InstaHard while you still can. Look, I don't want you to wait on taking action and protecting your manhood with InstaHard. InstaHard is your best chance for boosted stamina, increased size, and enhanced sexual performance without little blue pills. It's something that can help protect how your dick works now and far into the future so that you can extend your sex life well into your 60s, 70s, and even your 80s if that's what you want. Using InstaHard might even end up being the key to keeping the passion alive in your relationship, which makes it so important that I get it into your hands right now. Of course, that isn't to say there aren't other alternatives out there. You could try medications like Viagra if things get really bad, and maybe you already have, so then you would know that these drugs cost thousands of dollars each year, come with horrible side effects, and they haven't been proven to actually fix your problem at the root by waking up your penis brain. And as you've already learned, testosterone supplements don't do anything for your penis brain either. So then, why would you spend $750 per year or more on testosterone boosters when there's no evidence they actually work? If you ask me, neither medications or most supplements are good options. Now, because InstaHard is so clearly superior, you can understand why I originally planned to ask men to invest $149 per bottle. when you think about it, that's very fair. It's a lot less than you'll pay for doctor's visits, prescriptions, and supplements in a single year, and significantly less than the cost of condoms you'll need this year as a result of using InstaHard. Considering that it's very expensive and time-consuming to get InstaHard's potent ingredients into the US, $149 for a full month supply really is a bargain. Yet, despite all of that, I can tell you that my goal is not to make a ton of money. I know, hear me out. It's not to say that having more money wouldn't be nice, especially because since InstaHard has helped so many men turn their sex lives around, I've lost a lot of clients who obviously no longer need my services now that they're active in the bedroom again, which is totally fine with me because my goal has always been to improve relationships. The truth is, if you aren't active in the bedroom, the relationship with your woman is almost guaranteed to fail. That's why I'm offering InstaHard to the public for the first time ever as part of my Restore Your Manhood initiative. And why, if you act right now and make the life-changing decision to join the thousands of men before you, you can get your very own supply of InstaHard for just $69 per bottle, which is actually just the beginning. Because I understand that ensuring you continue to enjoy an active sex life for months and years to come is very important, I've created a substantially discounted multi-bottle plan where you can get 6 bottles of InstaHard for just $49 per bottle. That's a total of $294 and a total savings of $600 when you act right now. But this special discount is only available today and only on this website while supplies last as part of my Restore Your Manhood initiative. On top of that, when you order 3 bottles or more, I'm also going to give you free shipping and handling, which is a $9.99 value. But both the discount and the free shipping are for a limited time, because when I run out of bottles of InstaHard again, it will take 3 months or longer to have more. So click the button below this video right now and choose the 6-bottle package, or any other package that's right for you, and secure your order today. Trust me, this is one of the smallest but most important investments that you will ever make, not only for your sex life and your relationship with your woman, but also your confidence in yourself and your manhood. A single bottle of InstaHard will begin to reawaken your penis brain so that it can better receive arousal signals. 3 bottles will do the same thing while dramatically improving your sex drive, stamina, and overall performance in the bedroom. And 6 bottles of InstaHard will be like completely refreshing your penis brain, along with the nerves that connect to it on the cellular level, so that you're always confident knowing that you're able to get hard and rock your woman's world. Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually get InstaHard? Well, it's simple. Just click the button below right now and choose the package of InstaHard that's right for you. After clicking that button, you'll go to my simple and secure checkout page, where you'll enter your order details. And within just 5 business days from today, you'll receive InstaHard in a discreet and unmarked package at your front door, so no one else will ever know about the investment you've made today. Go ahead and click the button right now while I still have InstaHard in stock. By the way, you can make your investment today with complete confidence because it's protected by my 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee, which works like this. Right now, you just say maybe to InstaHard by placing your order. Then once you get your bottles in a few short days from now, start taking your 2 capsules each day. See how you feel. You'll most likely notice that you feel more energized throughout your entire body, especially down there. You might also notice how sensitivity is restored. And if you're anything like the thousands of other guys before you, you'll probably get hard without even trying to. Like when you see an attractive woman at a coffee shop, or when you're thinking about your wife or girlfriend. Within the very first week, you should begin feeling like your old self again. You are more confident and you have more stamina, which will only grow in the following weeks and months. That's the way it's been for thousands of guys before you who have decided to try InstaHard. However, if you change your mind about the investment, for any reason at all, just call or email my award-winning customer service team at any point, and you will receive a full refund immediately with 0 hassles and 0 questions asked. On top of that, you don't even have to bother sending any of the bottles back. They're yours to keep. My gift to you. You can look at this as my way of saying thanks for 1, trusting me, and 2, giving InstaHard a try. In other words, you've got absolutely 0 downside here at all, because I'm taking on all of the risk for you, making this a complete 100% risk-free investment in your manhood and in your life. And remember, you have 180 days, 6 full months to see if InstaHard is right for you. Doesn't it make sense to feel and experience the results as a part of your decision-making process? So then why not think it over while you try InstaHard out, since you're not risking a single penny? If that seems fair to you, then go ahead and click the button you see below right now and say yes to reclaiming your manhood and restoring your confidence. Say yes to more intimacy in your relationship, and yes to more sex. All right, so this video is now almost finished, and it's your decision what happens next. You could just let this presentation end and forget about everything you learned. That's all up to you. But what will change if you make that decision? Think about it. What will it be like in a month from now or a year from now if your erection problem only gets worse and you don't know where to turn or what to do? Why would you risk something like that when there's such a simple, proven, and risk-free choice in front of you this very moment? That choice is to click the button you see below right now and get InstaHard for yourself for just $69 per bottle, or for much cheaper than that if you choose one of the more popular discounted packages. You'll be covered by a 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee when you make this decision, but time is limited. When supplies of InstaHard runs out, it could be more than 3 months until we get more in stock. And when the Restore Your Manhood initiative expires, the price goes back up to $149 per bottle, so that I can at least have enough money to pay for my legal expenses as I inevitably fight Big Pharma. All of this means you really must act now. My goal and my dream is to make ED a thing of the past. And today, you can play a big role in helping to make that dream a reality by getting the most powerful ED reversing supplement on Earth mailed right to your front door in a discreet and unmarked package. The decision is entirely yours, and I pray you'll make the right choice. Sincerely, Chris. Oh, hey, still here? No worries. I'm sure you have some questions. In fact, that's pretty normal. So let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions guys ask right about now. And that way you can make your investment in InstaHard with complete confidence. Number 1, who is InstaHard for? InstaHard is for men of all ages. If you want to improve your sexual performance, increase your stamina, and have harder erections that last longer, then you should give InstaHard a try. The ingredients are proven to be effective and safe, which means no matter if you're 30 or 90 years old, this breakthrough can make a huge difference in your sex life. Number 2, how long until I experience results? Look, every guy's body and physiology is different, so you'll experience results based on your unique situation. But with that being said, most men who use InstaHard report back noticing results within the first week. And many guys report that after extended use of InstaHard, the quality of erections they achieve get better and better, meaning that they're able to last longer, go harder, and have even more pleasurable sex than before. Number 3, will increased penile sensitivity lead to premature ejaculation? I'll be honest, the first several times you have sex, this may happen. However, the good news is that you'll recover quite fast. Many guys report back recovering within 30 minutes to an hour, which means you can go at it again for much longer. And most guys also say that after about 6 weeks of use, they notice that they're able to last significantly longer. 4, will InstaHard make me too aroused? After taking InstaHard, your desire will return with a vengeance, but you don't run the risk of extended erections that can damage your penis. See, while the promise of erections that last for more than 4 hours makes for a very good marketing campaign, the reality is that 4-hour erections can permanently damage your dick and can prevent future erections. The good news is, InstaHard simply restores the natural function of your penis by working on the cellular level to reawaken your penis brain. And because it doesn't contain any artificial chemicals, like what you get with Big Pharma's blue pills, it does not cause erections that can damage your manhood. Number 5, will it make my penis bigger? Well, just increasing blood flow to your genitals will make your penis bigger, or at least as big as it can be. While InstaHard doesn't promise to make your penis bigger than your genetics will allow, and I can't emphasize that enough, it's good to know that it definitely increases the odds that you'll achieve your full penis size potential. Because not only does it work to increase blood flow to your member, it also works to reawaken your penis brain, which can maximize the amount of nitric oxide and blood flow that happens into your penis, helping you achieve your fullest size potential. Number 6, how often should I take InstaHard for best results? You should take 2 capsules per day for at least 30 days. If you really want the best results, however, I recommend that you take InstaHard for at least a full 6 months. The reason why is that the longer you take InstaHard, the more time you give your penis brain to fully reawaken, helping you give your woman mind-blowing orgasms for months and years to come. Number 7, how long will InstaHard be available for? Now, that I'm unsure about. See, my goal is that InstaHard becomes a household name, but given how aggressively Big Pharma is trying to patent many of these ingredients, this product might become unavailable at any time. Just giving you a heads up. Number 8, how does the guarantee work again? So, check it out. InstaHard comes with a 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee. This means that after you get your bottles of InstaHard, you have a full 6 months to see if it's right for you. Now, almost everyone who uses InstaHard reports that they love it, but if for any reason you change your mind about this investment, just call or email my customer service team 24/7, and you'll get a full refund of your investment with 0 questions asked. Plus, I won't make you return your bottles of InstaHard. They're yours to keep. My gift to you, and my way of saying thanks for trusting in InstaHard and giving it a try. 9. All right, I'm excited to get started. What now? That's easy. Just click the button below right now, and then choose whichever package of InstaHard is right for you. Then, after you've completed my short and easy checkout process, within 5 business days, InstaHard will be shipped in a discreet and unmarked package right to your front door. And remember, this is an entirely risk-free investment because you're covered by my 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee.